I'm rich, but I'm not the level of rich that I have 10 Lamborghinis because it's cool and I have every color for the potential day of the week. And I'm not the type of rich that has a 10, 20, $30 million house on 50 acres of land just because I'm trying to show off and I want to be cool and I want to have everything there and just have so much debt that it's up to my eyeballs. I'm the simple level of rich, which is I'm 100% debt free. I have a 100% paid off house, paid off cars, and I have enough money that I'll never have to work for someone ever again in my entire life. For me, that's freedom, and my level of wealth is just freedom. That was the goal. And I would imagine for most of you, that's your goal as well. Maybe you want the $10, $20 million house. That's up to you. I wanted to get as debt-free as possible so I can get away from the corporate slavery, essentially. That was the goal. Not the cool things, which I got the cool things, but I wanted to stop at freedom before I get to massive wealth, which takes you back to the debt cycle. So let me tell you why you don't have the freedom that I have. Why exactly you're not financially successful as a trader, as an example. It's because you're still stuck at that beginning parts, which is you still at the job you hate, but you go to it every day. It feels like no matter how much money you make, you're still at break even, unfortunately, even though you continuously try to make more money. It's because you always look for the easy way out, unfortunately. It's either going to be easy up front or hard on the back end, or hard up front and easy on the back end. My trading strategy, if I'm being realistic with you, is the fact that it's easy up front and hard on the back end. Because the first goal is to use just $100, to trade with it almost as much as possible, just one time a day. And then you have the ultimate goal of, for the first thing anyway, just to get a good feel for it, right? But here's where people mess up. The ultimate goal first, of course, is to do a couple trades, get used to it, etc., like I already mentioned. But then the next goal is to use that same $100 or so to then start buying one option contract a day so you can get a good feel for it. So you have 5 trading days in a week, so you're buying one trade a day, and that's it. But that's where people stop. They think, okay, I need to make money every day. I need to make money every day, make money every day. You're not a W-2 employee. This is independent. So you don't have to make money every day. You just have to make money. Take off the everyday piece. So if that's the second goal, the next goal is, okay, I'm doing well. I'm successful. Maybe I'm winning 70% of my trades doing the one trade a day. Next, it's do 4 trades every week, not 5. Then after that, you become a little more successful. Then you do 3 trades every single week. Then after that, you do 2 trades every single week. And then you finally do 1 trade every single week. Last year, I was at the point that I was doing 1 trade every single week. This year, for 2025, my goal initially was to make 1 trade every 2 weeks. You think it's about making money every day. It's not. It's making money. The everyday piece is a worker's mindset, a worker's bee mindset. You're not a worker bee here. You're an investor. Investors don't have to make money every day. They just have to make money. In other words, if you think about it from a different angle, that means you don't become independently financially successful like I am by having the little $100 and I'm saying, cool, you got $100, I'll show you how to take it to $100,000. That's, for first of all, stupid. Second of all, it would take forever even if it was realistically possible, because sure, it's possible, but that includes so much of a high risk profile that you wouldn't want to do those trades anyway. You want to do, and over time, the goal is the following: the least amount of trades to make the most amount of money. Because also the goal, besides doing that, is to get your time back from a trading perspective so you can do the things you want to do. Because if the ultimate goal is freedom, shouldn't you do fewer trades so you can get that freedom? Otherwise, you're just creating a day job of you watching the charts all day, every day, finding a trade, forcing a trade, and then it becomes a losing trade. If you go, in other words, if you take no trades on Monday, no trades on Tuesday, no trades on Wednesday, no trades on Thursday, but you took a trade on Friday, and let's say it made you $5,000, are you really pissed off? Probably not. More than likely, that probably covers the majority of your actual bills to actually break even. So then you got the whole month left. If you made another trade, hypothetically, next Thursday, but you skipped all money through Wednesday, and it was $4,000, so you made $9,000 in total. Like, think about it from this perspective. Are you mad that you made $9K off of 2 trades? No, probably not. And you may be saying, oh, that's so obvious, I get it. Just stop saying obvious stuff. Then why don't you do it? Why are you trading every day like some lunatic maniac person that feels like you're addicted to trading, even though you know you don't care about trading? You just want the money. If it's truly the case, you really just want the money, then stop trading so goddamn much. You're over trading. One trade a day, long periods of time, is realistically over trading. Believe it or not. Because you shouldn't always 100% find a trade every day. And just because you see a trade based off of my metrics, my strategy, etc., maybe you shouldn't take it. If you're about to click the buy button and your heart feels some type of pounding because you think it might not work, don't take the trade. If you're about to enter it and it looks like it's a little too far away from your stop loss and it kind of worries you, don't take the trade. Find the perfect setup that makes your heart remain calm. If you have like a little watch that shows your heart rate and something that you feel comfortable with, and then you enter it. And that's it. That's why I was initially at the point of making the one trade every 2 weeks. The only reason I'm making more trades now is just to make videos for you all, because I'm trying to help you all. I already have everything I want financially in my entire life. I've done all the things I wanted to do. I'm trying to help you. But I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, Maurice, I have the $100, but I'm broke. I mentioned earlier, I don't have any money. So how am I supposed to later on trade with larger amounts of money if I don't have the larger amounts of money? Well, here's the goal and the realistic plan that you probably don't want to hear. Goal one, get the $100, get your feet wet, start doing some trading with the one contract that costs about $100 on average. Fine. But if you're like, okay, well, I don't have $1,000 to do trading. Well, here's the unfortunate kind of next steps. It's go back to your job or get a different job, get a side hustle, and get more money, and then do some trading. Now, I know that sounds stupid. I know it sounds annoying. I know it sounds rather petty, per se, I guess. But if you don't have, just because you can trade, because they have a simple app that's free on your phone, doesn't mean realistically you and everyone else in the world deserve to actually trade. The worst thing, as bad as it sounds, that essentially has kind of happened is that they say 90% of traders fail. And when you think about it, you're like, oh, that's so bad, et cetera, a bunch of points I can say on that. But don't most people fail when it comes to trading because the trading is available to them? And if you don't have the money that you can afford to lose, you're going to lose it. And most Americans, as an example, don't have the money they can afford to lose. So of course you would lose. If you're in a trade and it's going sideways and it goes against you just a little bit, and you're broke and you think, hey, if I lose this trade, I might not be able to have my electricity on next week, next month, or whatever it is, of course you're going to lose a trade. Your electricity is more important than a stupid trade, so you're going to sell it, and it'd be a loss, and you're going to panic, and you're going to freak out, and then you're going to be like, oh, it went back in my favor. I knew I was right. I just need to jump in one more trade and it'll work. You sound like you're addicted. And it's not that it's necessarily a bad thing in this scenario because you were right about the direction. The damn thing can only go up, it can only go down. You had a 50-50 chance no matter what, any dang way, realistically, over time. But you have too little money to trade. Again, for retail traders such as everyday Americans, just because the app is there doesn't mean you should trade. Wait until you have more money. Add money to your trading account. It's almost like adding gasoline to the fire, and then trade with more. So the goal first, trade with $100, get your feet wet, get consistent with one contract, and then after a while, upgrade your size from one contract to 5 contract, which is $500, give or take. Stay consistent with that, and then slowly increase the size of what the money you're trading with by getting money that you had from a job and putting it in an account, and then also lowering the number of trades you do from 5 to 4, from 4 to 3, from 3 to 2, to 2 to 1, and then so on and so forth. That's the goal. Think about my strategy from a very bare bone basis perspective, or almost anybody's strategy realistically. If you had $10,000 and you made a 10% return, which as I've mentioned before, is just being right about the direction for 2 minutes, then that's a $1,000 in profit. If you did that one time a week, that's $4,000 in profit. That's enough for most people to cover their expenses, enough to the point that they can leave their job. You don't need a lot. Think about it with perspective. So the problem, as crazy and annoying as it sounds, is not the trading strategy. The problem is you don't have the money. Because if you want to believe it or not, it does take money to make money. Unfortunately, I'm sorry that I have to be the one to tell you that, but it takes money to make money. And in order to prove to yourself you can use the money to make more money, you need to start with a little amount of money so you can start making a little bit more money, and then you can pour more money in that little amount of money to make a bunch of money. And you can use that bunch of money to make a crap ton of money, and you'll be at my point to where I'll trade with $50,000, and the smallest little move I'll make like $5K. It's not even that hard for me at this point because I have such a larger amount of money. But I never would have gotten to this point unless I worked in corporate America in IT as a project manager first. Then I became an IT program manager. Then I became an IT PMO manager specifically after that. And then I became an IT director after that. I had a bunch of money. I had a 401k, withdrew all that. I did a whole bunch of things, but I had a bunch of money that I could pour as gasoline into the actual trading account because I proved I could make an okay amount of money with a little amount of money. So if that was the case, I'd do the same trades but just less. I'll make a boatload of money. And it was true. So to become consistently profitable as a day trader and be able to trade financially independently for yourself, you need to start with that small account, prove to yourself that you can win 70% of your trades, 70%, and then after that, start putting more money in the account. Putting more money in the account, taking the same trades, putting more money in the account, and then taking fewer trades so that you can make a bunch of money from the little small amount of trades that you do, and then you'll have what I have, which is freedom.